now he will finally get it, the Brazilian, and there's a bit of space opening up. Nice link up play between him and Gusto. It's out wide towards Pedro, Neto on the edge of the box, goes for a cross from deep, might find its way through to a Chelsea man before Bassi eventually gets it clear. Muniz coming deep now to try and help out his side. Iwobi wins possession back before laying it off towards Ryan Sessegnon. Comes back at Fulham these days after a long stint at Tottenham Hotspur. With Gusto, Caicedo in the middle. Caicedo having a big challenge in the first half. That stopped Castagna almost having a golden chance to open the scoring for Fulham. Ecuadorian sliding in to make one of his trademark blocks. Just ball in from Chalobah, finds Pedro in the area, tries to bring it down under pressure from Anderson. He's pushing and shoving going on there before Fulham eventually get it close. The ball with them. Caicedo's done well. Chalobah now with a cross. Surely a hand there from Ryan Sessegnon. Rob Jones having to think about it. Caicedo goes for the strike across goal. Can't keep it on target. It goes out for a goal kick. Potentially another talking point though now for Rob Jones. Sessegnon definitely looked like he put his arm up a bit there.
Yeah, it looked like for all the world that hit the arm. There was everyone almost stopped because of everyone knew that it hit the arm. If you looked at the handball, then I think Fulham will also appeal that made a bit of foul just before. But they're all surrounding Rob Jones' appeal their innocence. There's definitely a handball. There's no doubt about that, and that probably should be a penalty based on that. However, I have no idea if they're going to look at the potential foul prior to that, and you'd have to feel for Fulham if they don't, because all the 50-50 decisions seem to be going against them.
Yeah, they certainly are at the moment. It's just taken 5 minutes of this second half to finally have the first talking point. Sessegnon's arm is definitely high up in the area. They are going to have a look at this foul as well. Caicedo, isn't it, who goes to win the ball? He wins it there, just off of Anderson, who's trying to bring it out. And he goes in for Iwobi. I'm not sure really. I've seen a close enough replay to get a proper view of it. This one, and he is as well. Caicedo there, sort of winning it off of Iwobi. I think he gets the ball, so I don't think that's going to be given as a foul. This more than likely looks like it's going to be a penalty.
I mean, it's not exactly the same, but there's elements of similarities to what happened in the build-up to Fulham's disallowed goal in the sense that the attacking player has won the ball first, and the follow-through has caught the top of the boot of the defender. Now, obviously, Fulham's goal got ruled out because of that. Is there enough contact to send Iwobi down for that to be a foul? I don't know. And there is also a handball from Pedro in the build-up as well. So that is another thing that they're looking at. They're looking at basically all the potential reasons to not give this as a penalty. But I think the way I'm looking at the moment, I would be very surprised if this is not given.
Yeah, so would I. Rob Jones is really having to look through quite a lot of footage at the moment. He's just been shown the handball again at the moment from Sessegnon, which is the main sort of talking point from that passage of play. So it definitely looks like it was a penalty offence. It's just a question of whether it's going to be given a foul in the build-up, potentially a handball from Joao Pedro as well. He was very close to it and didn't really seem to move his arm towards it, unlike Sessegnon, who definitely puts his arm in the way of it. He's not too close as well to Chalobah as the cross comes in. Jones, once again, he's spending a lot of time on that monitor. It's been quite a number of minutes so far. Of course, that goal from Josh King ruled out in the first half. Took quite a lengthy VAR process before it was given. There's a foul by Muniz. Jones now just still again looking at the monitor, just giving the chance just quickly to go through the other games going on at the moment. This is of course the only Premier League fixture taking place at this time. Middlesbrough still goalless against Sheffield United. QPR have now been pegged back in that game against Charlton, so it's 1-1 in that one. Stoke still trailing West Brom by a goal to nil. Cardiff made it 3-0 against Plymouth. It's a top Cleverley side, really struggling at the moment in League One. Doncaster leading Rotherham by a goal to nil as well in League One. 10-man Barrow losing 1-0 to Fleetwood. Crew having quite a disaster of an afternoon there, 3-0 down towards Swindon in that game. All that time, Rob Jones is still looking at the VAR screen. Going to finally get the decision. He's turning away from it finally. He's going to put his whistle in his mouth, makes the VAR motion with his hands before explaining it to the crowd. Looks like this one is going to be given as a penalty. He's just waiting for the approval. After a long VAR chip once again, Will. Looks like we're going to have a penalty.
Yeah, it's looking increasingly likely, isn't it? He's explaining his decision at the moment to the fans listening in. And, well, Sessegnon has a wry smile. Marco Silva is chuckling as well. And it looks like it is going to be a penalty that is awarded. Anderson and Leno Unhappy with the decision, but I don't think there's too many complaints here.
No, I don't think there can be. It's a clear handball from Sessegnon. Marco Silva just can't really believe his luck. It's generated quite a lot of discussion with those Fulham players. They're surrounding Rob Jones at the moment. Fulham fans, I think, have just been shown a replay as well inside the ground of what it's been given for. So Rob Jones has finally given a penalty. We're just about 10 minutes of the way into the second half, and once again, like the first 45, we've not had too much football to talk about. It's all been waiting around for these VAR decisions. Whether Fulham like it or not, they're going to have to defend this penalty now with Bernd Leno. Sessegnon pretty frustrated there after that was given against him. Will it be Joao Pedro to net his brace in this one? In fact, it looks like it's going to be the captain, Enzo Fernandez, who's lining up for this one. Bernd Leno trying to make himself as big as he can, but Rob Jones just about ready to give the approval for the penalty to be taken. Can Chelsea make it 2-0? Fernandez steps up, goes for the middle, and he finds the net as well. Bernd Leno going down the right, sticks a foot out at it in there, but he can't keep it up. And the Argentine has his first goal of the season. It's Chelsea 2, Fulham 0.
I mean, it's straight down the middle. It's always difficult to save as a keeper because you never want to commit to them going down the middle because you sort of you look silly if they go to a corner and you stay flat-footed. It needs to make it look like that you are trying to make a save by diving one way or the other, but he's got power on it. Yes, there's some contact with the legs of Bernd Leno, but it's still a very good penalty by the Chelsea captain. Look at the replay. There can't be any complaints here. It is definitely a handball and definitely a penalty. 2-0 to Chelsea.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's not like the Tarkowski one given against Everton before Leeds United recently. It's not the greatest penalty as well from Enzo Fernandez. Gets lucky in the end. Bernd Leno does stick his feet out at it. He does get a little bit of a touch, but it's not enough in the end. Fernandez just opted for pure power to smash it down the middle. It works out in his favour. Some fighting mountain to climb now for Fulham in this West London derby. They'll feel hard done by with the way that the decisions of a whole have gone against them in this game, but they can't complain with it now. They've got a lot of football left to play. They've looked dangerous at times as well in this match for Fulham. Of course, King and Muniz have linked up nicely, but Stan's got a lot to come back from, and Chelsea looking to make it 3 now as well as Esteban tries to slip Tyrone George through. Doesn't work out, and Fulham can maybe get away with a little bit. It's King who's deeper than he has been in the first half, just on the left. Finds Sessegnon up ahead of him. Has to go back towards Calvin Bassey though. In the end, now with Leno inside his own penalty area. Correction as well, that was Enzo Fernandez's second goal of the season, so he's enjoying quite the goal scoring start to the season. The Argentine vice captain of Chelsea. Here he goes on the ball now again in the middle with Caicedo to his right. Fernandez. Pedro now turns nicely, looks to advance towards the penalty area, does so up towards the edge now. Neto to his left and Fernandez a little bit deeper again. That's what's the plan now as well for Fulham in this one. 2-0 down. Do they try and attack Chelsea as much as they can and maybe leave themselves exposed at the back, or do they maybe just try and sit on this and go on the counter once more?
Yeah, well, I have to see from Fulham's perspective, because they can definitely get at this Chelsea defence and get on the score sheet, but it'll be very easy for them to be disheartened from the way this game has gone so far, because they've done so many things right that just everything seems to be going against them. And well, I think it's going to be really intriguing to see the post-match interview for Marco Silva and what he comes out with saying, because I'll be surprised if there isn't any expletives.
Yeah, very surprised he's not been shown a yellow card really on the touchline for how animated he's been. But here is Esteban now in the penalty area, getting onto his left foot, going for goal as well. It's a big save from Bernd Leno down to his left. Had to make that one as well. Crucial save to stop that really getting out of sight for Fulham.
Yeah, really good play by Esteban. Was played through by Pedro. Lovely bit of skill to get away from Bassey. Could have easily gone down, stayed on his feet, trying to squeeze it in at the near post, but really solid hand that by Bernd Leno. Gets down quickly and makes a really solid save.
Yeah, good stuff there from the German stopper. Plenty of experience and had to show it there with that save. Chelsea are really starting to come forward again though now. Fulham on the ropes a little bit. Trying to find Tete. It's Castagna out on the right. It's too much for having passed when it goes out forward throwing that Kukurea will take. There might be a change being made though at the moment. Rob Jones has just signalled for the game to come to a halt. I'm not sure what it's for actually. In the end, just showing another replay of what was going on in the penalty area before that penalty decision. So again, there's so much to talk about with it, and that's why Rob Jones was at his screen for so long. Silva contain his left and right. I'm sure, as Will mentioned, he'll have a lot to say. Full time whistle, to be careful he doesn't get himself sent off though in the rest of the second half. Just about half an hour left to go of normal time. We're going to get a lot of stoppage time once again, you'd feel. So Chelsea are finally allowed to get the game back underway. Not sure what that stoppage was from Rob Jones. There hasn't been any substitutions made. So the teams as they were just before that. Gusto now finds Esteban. There actually has been a change in that. We weren't sure though on the picture. So Castagne and Muniz have both gone off for Fulham in place of Wilson and Jimenez. I felt the changes had to be made from Marco Silva if they were going to get anything out of this, and he's decided to finally pull the trigger.
Yeah, he has now finally decided to pull the trigger, and I think it's the right decision as well to get some fresh faces on. Muniz has had a very solid game. I think it feels a bit hard done by that he's the man that's been brought off, but fresh legs up top can't hurt as Fernandez has an opportunity here, maybe for Chelsea. Well defended once again there by Joaquin Manson. And Harry Wilson, we know he's got plenty of talents going forward, and there's some very attacking changes being made.
Yeah, they certainly are. Fulham are coming forward as well now with Josh King just up towards the penalty area on the left side. He's been marked out by Caicedo, checks onto his right, finds Iwobi on the edge of the area, trying to work the opening for the shot, finds Jimenez for his first real touches in this game. Overplays it a little bit in the end though. Cucurella had to dispossess him, and Chelsea win a free kick just inside, just on the halfway line I should say. Anderson stepping forward, gives a little laugh after that one's given. See what he thinks of it. Nevertheless, Chelsea just surviving for a moment. That's a little bit better though from Fulham, just getting forward, maybe overplaying it just slightly.
Yeah, very possibly overplayed by Fulham, waiting a little bit too long to get that clear cut opportunity to try and test Robert Sanchez. They need to just go for a few more pot shots, keep Sanchez on his toes in terms of when shots might arrive, and they just need one to go their way, and suddenly they could be ahead as an opportunity maybe here for Chelsea.
Yeah, Pedro now through on goal and forces Leno to come out and deal with him. Ball found its way down the middle to Joao Pedro, who's increasingly looked more dangerous for Chelsea in this game as it's gone on. Of course, scored the first goal of the match right at the end of the first half. It's the ball forward. Times his run to perfection, just in between the defenders. Good touch as well. Maybe just could do with the lob effort. Tyreek George looked incensed that he wasn't played through. But yeah, big chance there, I should say, for Chelsea to really kill it.
Yeah, they should have done. I think Joao Pedro, maybe he can't really say he's too greedy there, because you can understand why he's trying to go around the goalkeeper, but he needs to listen to the call from Tyreek George, because he's in a great position. If he lays it to the left, it's a simple tap in for the youngster. Maybe not the greatest position there in hindsight from Joao Pedro, but he's a player that is oozing confidence at the moment, so you can't blame him for trying to go alone.
Yeah, he certainly can. Looking to add to his tally and to take himself further at the top scorers table this season. Chalobah has the ball now just on the right side, being pressed by Jimenez. Turns back on himself before driving inside, finds Caicedo, who's surely fouled. He's still got the ball through in the end. No foul given by Rob Jones. Fulham happy to let it go all the way back to Bern Leonard in goal, just inside his penalty area. Esteban giving chase before Leno opts to go direct towards Adarabioyo. Wilson picking it up, but heavy touch. George has turned there in the midfield and lays it off towards Pedro Neto. Neto now finds George on his right once more. Gusto's making the overlapping run ahead of him. Eventually receives it, the Frenchman. For Neto now, his right side for a change, trying to drift inside on his left foot. Caicedo, and towards Gusto as a triangle forms. Gusto driving inside, finding Pedro just up ahead of him. Fernandez, Chelsea working this one patiently. No rush from them at the moment, as you would expect. They had 2 goals to the good at Stamford Bridge. Cucurella, Caicedo, first time ball to find Esteban was a decent one. Once a bit too much time, there was Wilson nips in to take the ball off him. And momentarily, though, as Chelsea have got it back. Chalobah driving forward. Neto on the right looks to have swapped over with Esteban for the time being. We'll see if that reverts. Going forward, though. Fulham showed just enough organisation in the end to peter out that Chelsea attack. Chelsea have kept possession of the ball on really nicely. A lot of passing moves being made as it stands. Chalobah on towards Neto on the right. Looking for his next passes. Chalobah advances past the halfway point. Ball across the midfield is a good one to Fernandez, and Cucurella ahead of him. Esteban might have a look to have a run at Harry Wilson before checking back and finding Enzo Fernandez. And Chelsea at the moment can see what their game plan is. It's just to maybe on the flip-flop, keep hold of possession as much as they can. They know Fulham can hurt them when they go forward. It's a nice touch from Neto though to go down the outside of Sessegnon. Neto up towards the box, finds Pedro. Esteban. Pedro once more. Pedro goes for it on his left, it's blocked by a Fulham man. It will go towards Leno. An extended move there from Chelsea. I felt like they kept possession of the ball for absolutely ages. Just couldn't result in a clear shot at goal.
Just wouldn't fall kindly for him. He did everything he could to try and twist and turn and get that half a yard of space to get a decent effort on goal. But there was just too many bodies in the way, and they were able to smother the attack in the end. Fulham, who have been really under the cosh since that second goal, I think they are somewhat bereft of confidence at the moment, are the Cottagers. They're really struggling to find their way through Chelsea, who just look in complete control.
Yeah, they look really comfortable at the moment. Enzo Fernandez's side just keeping possession of the ball pretty effortlessly at the moment. Tyree George has come into it a little bit more in the second half as well. Didn't manage to hold the ball up too great there. He surrendered it back to Fulham. Here's Sessegnon now driving forward down the left. There's a run up ahead of him. Sessegnon's going to try and go alone. Just too much, and he's lost possession of the ball. Just overcomplicating it a little bit there, and he might be punished as Esteban's got a lot of space to drive into down this right side. Bassey's coming across slowly to cover him. Esteban now up towards the edge of the area. Esteban driving inside and keeping all of it. Bassey stayed with him, just tackling, but it falls to Fernandez. Cucurella, Neto out by the touchline. Coming inside though, looking to have a run at Harry Wilson. Checks onto his right, cross towards the back post is a good one. Pedro was sliding on the end of it as well. The Fulham defenders completely left the Brazilian alone. However, it was a little bit too overstretched.
Yeah, ever so slightly overstretched there. Joao Pedro just couldn't get a touch onto it. It was a delicious ball into the box, and it was going towards the man you would have wanted to fall to. It's a matter of inches away, and if he gets there, I don't think Leno's saving it.
No, it certainly doesn't. Looks like Fulham are going to make some more changes now. Emil Smith-Rowe and Anthony Robinson both being readied, both getting the shirts on now. So interesting to see who comes on in place. Looks like Ryan Sessegnon might be the man making way. Chelsea are going to make a change as well as Jamie Gittins is going to come on. It's Josh King who's also coming off now for Fulham. Looked a real bright spark in that first half and was absolutely fantastic. Got his opening goal in thought before it was ruled out for a VAR check. Smith-Rowe and Anthony Robinson on in place of King and Sessegnon as confirmation. So it's decent options really for Fulham. Both of them starting that cup game against Bristol City in midweek. So it shows that Fulham have got a decent amount of options, and Robinson definitely think would make a better impact than Sessegnon.
Yeah, he'll be going back into left back. Obviously, Sessegnon and Castagna were both sort of operating on that position in various moments of the game. We've got a more out-and-out left back who's so good going forward. Esteban is being brought off the field, and it will be Gittins that comes off there.
Yeah, it certainly is. So maybe another like-for-like swap there. Chelsea number 11 being introduced to the fray. Just about 67 minutes gone in this one. It's Chelsea 2, Fulham 0. Fulham looking for a way back into things. Also looking for a way back into proceedings is Sheffield United. Their season really getting off to a terrible start under Ruben Sellers. They're now 1-0 down against Middlesbrough at the Riverside Stadium. In that game, it's Tommy Conway who's got the opening goal for Rob Edwards' side. So Sellers really up against it at the South Yorkshire club. So was sacked by Hull City after keeping them up last season. Brought in to replace Chris Wilder. It's not going to plan thus far. It's Enzo Fernandez now in the middle of the ball into the middle as well to find Gusto. His heavy touch though lets him down. Bassey picks the ball back up. Here's Anthony Robinson, the American, on for his first real touches in this one. Finds a bit to his left, who's the return pass was the American. It's not the same wavelength though in the end, and Robinson runs past it, giving the ball back to Chelsea. It's Caicedo up past the halfway line. Gusto to his right, so is Pedro Neto. Gusto has to come to his aid, and that's a nice move there from Chelsea. We're not going forward though as it stands, and drop it just to play the ball back. No urgency being shown from them to get forward, and who can blame them? 2-0 up, currently going top of the table as well. Enzo Fernandez side. Of course, everyone is still yet to play in the other games. I'm sure Arsenal and Liverpool would like to have a word about that. And they play against each other at Anfield tomorrow in the 4:30 kick-off. That will of course be available on our service. Neto down the right hand side once more. Finds George just up ahead of him. He's being battled with by Anderson. Cucurella now more towards the penalty area. It's Gittins for his first touches since coming on. He's just inside the area, trying to have one at Harry Wilson. Goes for the shot, it's deflected, goes out for a corner. So another extended move there from Chelsea. Gittins, some nice touches and draws the corner.
Yeah, it was really good play there by Gittins. Stood up his marker, got that half a yard of space. It was well blocked in the end, but another corner kick. They've already scored from one in this fixture so far, which is again more controversy with that first goal, but they've taken it short once more.
Yeah, certainly have. Still trying to find Cucurella. Initially took the corner, Fulham get in the way of it though. They do survive the set piece opportunity on that occasion. Of course, Chelsea scored from a direct set piece for that first goal. They chose to abandon that strategy with that chance there. Back with Sanchez. Goes long once again, down towards the right hand side. It's a heavy ball in the end, and it does take us up to about the halfway point of the second half. Fulham still looking for a way back into things here in this West London derby. Find themselves 2-0 down to Chelsea. That's Enzo Fernandez penalty, the only goal happening in the second half so far. And it will be now Will to take through to full time.
Thank you very much, Josh, as Neto tries to skip away from Bassi down this right hand side. It's a dangerous ball in, as well dealt with in the end by Joaquim Anderson. And it will be yet another corner kick for Chelsea. They're hammering on the door of Fulham, who just can't get out of their own half. And it's really good play once again by Pedro Neto, getting towards the byline. He had plenty of place to aim for in the middle. Anderson had to get there.
Yeah, he certainly did. Crucial defending from Anderson, showing his experience and quality there. Just knows where to put himself in the right situation. So it remains to be seen now. Are they going to go along with this corner? Chelsea try and rediscover that with Neto with the in-swinger. Are they going to go short? It looks like it's going to be
the area by Neto, not a bad one. Flicked on the near post, almost falling carnage to joao Pedro, diverted away eventually by a man in white. It's Malagusto, who's going to be shepherded by Emil Smith-Rowe, and it's not a foul on Moises Caicedo. It is Sasa Lukic. It was actually Raul Jimenez, sorry, that's adjudged to have fouled his man, and he's very angry with Rob Jones. Will be another free kick, a decision that goes against him, but I don't think Jimenez should have too many complaints there, because I think he's just a little bit late to the party on Caicedo.
Yeah, I don't think he's really got a leg to stand on with that challenge. Clearly a bit of a striker's tackle as well, isn't it? When you're frustrated in the game, you're trying to chase it, but you're not getting any service up front, so you come back, try and do some defending, you just leave one on your man. Can't really have any complaints. Chelsea have got yet another set piece opportunity, just about 19 minutes left to go.
So opportunity for Enzo Fernandez. Takes it short, 1-2 with Pedro Neto, back towards Cucurella. Ball into the box by Fernandez, well dealt with in the end by Kenny Tete, picked up by Caicedo, now with Gusto. He looks for the crossfield pass, think of Fernandez, is that going to be kept in play? No, it was completely overhit by Malagusto. Nice idea, just doesn't pan out this time. Asking me another goal kick for Fulham, but you struggle to see not only Fulham just getting back into the game, but I don't know where their next shot is going to come from, because they're really struggling as Robinson rather fortuitously finds Raul Jimenez.
Yeah, they're up against the ropes at the moment, aren't they? It's completely different to what we were seeing in the first half when they had them attacks going forward. They were linking up nicely with each other. It's just completely disappeared for them so far in this one. Looks like they're going to go a game without a win. Of course, it's only been 3 games and they've had to play some decent sides. Chelsea would feel are going to be right up there at the end of this season. Definitely challenging, maybe for the title. They feel you think they'd definitely be in the Champions League spots at the very least. And played Man United as well. Brighton away on the opening day is never an easy game, but there are no easy games in the Premier League. And sort of they've got to get a move on, you feel, as they start losing time to get that first win.
Won't be surely found Chalobah there. He has. That'll be a free kick and also be a yellow card for that cynical pullback by the Nigerians. That's the first yellow card for the visitors in this contest. Iwobi now joins Moises Caicedo in Rob Jones's notebook. It's quite a clear foul as well. No real complaints there for former Arsenal and Everton man. About 17 minutes remaining of this second half, plus however much added on time at the end of the game. We had 8 minutes of injury time in the first half. Here is Adara Bioyo finding Cucurella. Adara Bioyo under pressure, almost picked off by Smith-Rowe. It'll be hammered away by Robert Sanchez. Left by Tete to go all the way back towards Fernando. Do they have enough in them to find a route back into this game? It's Bassi lifting it over towards Robinson on the grace of balls, and even poor touch by Robinson as Gusto tries to break away. Picked up again by Bassi. He's tackled, remains in play. We shoved it out for a goal kick for Fulham. try and clear their lines once more, but they're just bereft of ideas now, that are the Costages. They just don't know what to do.
Yeah, they're really struggling out there. I think the main priority at this point probably should just be to try and keep it at 2-0 and not make it look ugly. I'm sure if Chelsea really want to win this game, they can make this quite a tough 15 minutes or so for Fulham and really put them under the cushion and put the sword to them. But as it stands, Fulham just can't even get out of their own defensive third. As it stands, never mind their own half. Every time they're trying to get forward, there's Chelsea players pressing them left, right and centre, trying to go direct. Chelsea are winning all the duels at the back and in the midfield as well. There's just not really anywhere for them to go. The substitutions haven't made any sort of impact. I don't think we've mentioned Smith Rowe's name since he was introduced. The same with Harry Wilson. Jimenez has just had that form. That's the only thing he's done as well. So it's a tough one. They can definitely get back into it, but they've got the players to do it. As it stands, it's looking increasingly unlikely.
It's Wilson that will stand over this free kick for Fulham. In terms of the scores in the other early kickoffs across the top 4 English divisions, it's 1-0 to Middlesbrough at home to Sheffield United. Tommy Conway getting the goal there. It's one apiece between QPR and Charlton. Robert Apter getting the equaliser for the Addicts there. West Brom still leading Stoke by goals nil as Robinson's cross is blocked by Gusto for what will be a corner kick for Fulham. Cardiff, it's only a 3-0 up at home to Plymouth. Ruben Colwill getting the third there. Doncaster still leading Rotherham by a goal to nil. Fleetwood still only have a slender advantage away from home against Barrow. Ryan Graydon's goal in the first half separating the two in that one, and Swindon are cruising in their game away from home against Crewe. They remained 3-0 up. Corner kick now for the Costages. A rare foray forward and a rare chance for them to maybe find a route back into this fixture. It's Sasa Lukic. It's not a bad delivery. It's headed up and away by Tosana Darabioyo, picked up by Robinson. Space here for Iwobi. Will he be able to float it into the area? Sides against it at the last and goes back instead towards Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe finds Harry Wilson. On the edge now for Anderson. Smith Rowe finding Robinson. Space again for Anderson. Doesn't need to be there. The centre back is not a bad delivery though. It's dealt with by Shalva. They're appealing for a handball. Nothing awarded. An opportunity now for Pedro Neto to bring this ball further forward for Chelsea. His pass to Gusto is poor though. And now maybe a chance for Fulham to come down the other end. Iwobi has Jimenez to his left. Won't utilise it. Cuts in and away from Caicedo. Spreads it over towards the right hand side for Emile Smith Rowe. Tete will offer support on the overlap. Here's Sander Berge. In towards Sasa Lukic. Real fizzed in towards the Serbian, but he's done well to hold on to it. Iwobi. Away from Pedro Neto. Tries to find Jimenez. The ball is turned away comfortably though by Darabioyo. And the attack breaks down now. Chelsea will try and come forward again. João Pedro waits for the pressure and will turn and try and get away from Sander Berge and hold on to possession calmly as Caicedo slips with his pass, picked up by Tete, and Smith Rowe tries to get away from Cucurella. Lovely play. Shorty's been hauled down there. Rob Jones allowing advantage to be played. Cucurella then bundles over Kenny Tete. That's going to be a free kick, and surely there's going to be a card somewhere for Cucurella because I thought there was a number of fouls he gave away.
Yeah, it just kept chipping away, didn't it, at the Fulham men. In the end, it's definitely a foul, and I'm surprised if it's not a yellow card. It just goes through the back of Tete and pushes him over. So a bit better from Fulham as well. They finally getting an attack and getting that away end. Something to cheer for. Just been sort of a slow motion replay of that handball shout. I mean, Gusto's arm is right to his side. It's only Jimenez who's really appealing for it. Not had any indication if a VAR check's going to take place. I don't know if actually fully it comes off his hand. I think that would be a harsh one, but I'm sure Fulham will have a few arguments about that with the way they've framed the decisions in this game.
Yes, I don't think that should have been a penalty, but of course they will be two best pleased. As Reece James is getting stripped and ready to come on. As I believe Andre Santos might also be making his way onto the field of play for Chelsea. I'll have to wait and see the combination of those changes later on as QPR have gone 2-1 up at home to Charlton, retaking the lead thanks to Koki Saito. Free kick here for Fulham. Lukic's delivery, it's not bad, headed up and away again by Darabioyo. Seems to be everywhere for Chelsea. Neto with the flick on. Robinson's knockdown. Lukic down the line for Tete. Held up by Cucurella, loses out, and then Gusto tries to keep the ball in play, doesn't. It's going to be Gittins and turns and goes back towards Sanchez, who will take no chances and hammers the ball away from danger. But Fulham pick it up once again, and they're just getting the wind of their sails now, the visitors. They're beginning to press more and more.
Yeah, it was certainly. I guess they're just hoping it's not a case of too little, too late. They've got about 11 minutes left in this one. If they can get a goal in the next 5 minutes, certainly wouldn't put it past them to make this a really nervy finish for Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. It's better in the last couple of months to finally out of their own half. They're having some attacks, but balls like that from Wilson might help them.
As Jimenez tries to go on the end of it, loses out to Malagusto. Now Pedro Neto will try and dart forward. Robertson's got pace and holds him up. Neto goes down as he won the free kick. Knows there's Rob Jones. Advantage being played for Fulham. Iwobi. Lukic with a half a yard of space. Goes down on the tackle from Caicedo. No fouls. There's Rob Jones. As the ball forward will look for the run. Oh, sorry, George. That won't find him. And Leno comes off his line quickly to find Tete. Now Joaquim Anderson brings the ball forward. 10.5 minutes remain of the Manchester United. Here is Smith Rowe. Burge finding Bassey. 80% possession for Fulham in the last 5 minutes. Lukic towards the left for Robinson. Back with Lukic. They've got support. The ball over the top for Harry Wilson, who's onside. Just couldn't quite bring it into his stride. And his touch goes out of play for a goal kick. But it's better with the runners off the ball from Fulham as we're now seeing the changes being made for Chelsea. The first of which sees the number 32 George coming off the field of play. He came on early doors for Liam Delap, and he has now run his race. And Reece James is going to come on in his stead. Obviously, not as a like-for-like. I imagine he's going to go into full-back. Andre Santos occupying the middle of the park. I assume Pedro is going to be leading the line. Andre Santos is on the field. Just waiting for confirmation on that second change for Chelsea. I think it might be Malagusto that is going to exit the field of play. Now, it's actually Pedro Neto. There's a judge. No, I don't think that's Pedro Neto's come off. He has come off. Malagusto is remaining on the field, so Reece James is going to come on further up the field.
Yeah, it certainly is. I'm not sure if they're going to play Gittins now on the left, and then James as a sort of right winger. It's a bit out of position for him. Or maybe Gusto further forward. You think he's maybe more suited to playing the winger role, and James can just sit back. That's what it's looked like, as well as he's just taken up his position. Yeah, Chelsea just responding to that little bit of pressure from Fulham that they've had in the last 5 or 10 minutes. It's been a bit better from the away side. Still not really yielded in a big chance though, has it, for them? That's the crucial thing at this point. We don't need possession, they need chances, they need goals if they're going to get anything out of this.
There's an opportunity for Chalobah. Running it in towards Fernandez. Dealt with well by Anderson. Brought down by Caicedo. Lifts it over the top for Reece James, the captain. It's a 1-2. Then lays it towards the right for Chalobah. Turns and goes all the way back towards Robert Sanchez. Who's held up. Looks for some support. Eventually lifts it over the top. Looking for Malagusto. Turned away by Robinson. Jimenez will head it on for Iwobi. Maybe an opportunity here for Fulham. Iwobi took his time, put a ball into the box. It's dangerous. It almost fell. Kind to Sasa Lukic. Had to be dealt with in the end by the retreating Moises Caicedo.
Yeah, it certainly did. Caicedo just getting there right at the right position in the end. It's a throwing opportunity for Robinson. I think he's going to go along with it in the end. That might be the best course of action, just to try and get it in the box and create some chaos. He's going to wait for those options, but his time is running out.
And Smith Rowe plays it into Robinson, then has the ball fired in at him by a Chelsea defender. It'll be a throw-in for Chelsea. Looks like Adama Traore, pace merchant, is going to enter the field of play. Rare appearance for him. I think this might be his first this season. Looks like he is going to replace Alex Iwobi on the left-hand side of the attack. And he'll definitely ask questions of the Chelsea back line. Maybe it's a little bit too late, because he has come on very, very late on in this match.
Yeah, he certainly has. I mean, Traore, you normally want to get him on the field when you're sort of running at players on the counter-attack. Fulham are not going to get any counter-attacks in this game. I don't think he's the best player for unlocking defences and, you know, really creativity. He's got that power and that pace that can see him win any race in world football. I don't think he's going to be given the chance to really utilise that. But it's Joao Pedro.
I think Joao Pedro might have been offside there. He is adjudged to be offside, so the attack breaks down. 83.5, almost 84 minutes gone in this contest. Remains Chelsea 2, Fulham 0. Another replay of that goal that was disallowed by Fulham. Thought they'd taken the lead. Called out for that foul. Joao Pedro handled in the build-up to their penalty. And we've seen a handball from Sessegnon. It's hard to see many positives to take for Fulham in terms of decisions that have gone their way. Performance-wise, they can most likely leave Stamford Bridge with their head held high because they've really not had the rub of the green. As a man down in Chalobah, no foul given by Rob Jones. There's surely going to be a bit of an inquest here, and I can only imagine how much time on Match of the Day that this match alone is going to take up.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one, isn't it? All the discussion is already going to be around, those VAR decisions. It always seems to be, as I mentioned in the first half, with modern football, it's all about those contentious decisions and the sort of grey areas. But I think that's what Fulham will focus on as well. They won't focus maybe on their own shortcomings, at least in public, in this game. Definitely more towards what the officials have been like in this game. Marco Silva, as you mentioned, was going to have to be maybe a bit careful and hold back with what he really thinks in the press conferences, just to avoid any sort of fines and suspensions. But 5 minutes left to go in this one. Fulham maybe just would
24 ore su 24, 7 giorni su 7, acquista la tua auto dove e quando vuoi tu. Grazie ad AutoHero acquistare un'auto è finalmente facile. Scegli l'auto dei tuoi sogni e la ritiri vicino a te. Oppure la consegniamo noi. Finalmente acquistare un'auto diventa divertente. Trova ora la tua auto su AutoHero.
Bassey runs into traffic, and it will be a free kick, I should say, for Fulham. But once again, that man, Joao Pedro, in the thick of the action.
Yeah, it's like a live wire in that box, isn't he? He's on the end of absolutely every ball, even if it's deflecting, it goes wayward. He's the first one to sense it, and really make his presence known. It's good effort. It's Leno straight at him. He's one that he probably should save. He still has to make it regardless. Yeah, Pedro looking to end this game and get his brace.
Fourth goal for Cardiff, by the looks of things, against Plymouth. And it looks like Isaac Davies has just got the goal for the Bluebird there as they've run riot against Argyle. Wilson with the dummy, laying off for Jimenez, over towards the right-hand side in Adama Traore. First time for him to run at a marker maybe, to ball into the box. It's Raul Jimenez, big opportunity that goes begging. Lovely delivery in by, the two former Wolves players combining. Great delivery by Traore, falling to the man who wanted it to fall to, but Jimenez unable to get over it and sends it wide.
Yeah, it's a big chance. It's the chance that Fulham wanted and that they've craved in this game. I mentioned about Traore coming on. That's the perfect delivery into the box. Jimenez unmarked. He's maybe a bit overstretched for it as he has to jump up quite a bit, but he should be getting that on target at the very least and forcing the save from Sanchez. Doesn't quite do it. You feel like that, if Fulham were going to get anything out of this game, that one had to go in.
Yeah, it really did, as we've got about 3 minutes of the mandatory 90 to go. Confirmed that West Brom have beaten Stoke away from home. Massive victory there for the Albion. All over the top looks for Malagusto, trying to take on Robinson on the right-hand side. Frenchman gets away from the American, goes back towards Reece James. Trying to just dictate the play here, Chelsea. Here's Chalobah. Lifts the ball over the top, looking for Pedro. Dealt with by Bassey. Pedro put the press on. Bassey keeps it in play and finds Robinson. Smith Rowe. Anderson trying to get away from Santos under pressure. Brings it back towards Bern Leno. In turn, gets his boot right underneath it. Sends that forward, headed away well by Adama Bioyo. Caicedo. Twisting and turning, and eventually has to go all the way back towards Robert Sanchez. Now, Caicedo once more. Needing some support. Eventually lays that back for Sanchez again. Ball over the top. Look for Gittins, and Tete's done really well to get a toe to it to send it out of play for another throw in for Chelsea. Keeping Fulham stretched, and Fulham, they're doing their best to get back into it, but Chelsea not being placed under a great deal of pressure, and they're still looking likely to get a third.
Yeah, it's still that. It's good game management, isn't it, from Enzo Fernandez. Knows how to close out a win in these sort of stages of the game. Just no silly mistakes, just keep the ball, nothing. No risks really need to be taken. You're 2 goals up in the game, you're comfortable. Fulham chasing, they're running around as much as they can, but there's a few tired legs out there. Chelsea have had the most of the possession throughout the majority of the match, so Fulham doing a lot of chasing and trying to win the ball back. It's not worked out for them. It's Enzo Fernandez now on the edge.
He's done well to hold off Lukic, but it falls kindly to Adama Traore, who's under pressure from Cucurella. Eventually he'll hammer it off of the Spaniard, but it has come off of it might have actually come off Gittins last. It will be a throw in for Fulham deep inside their own half as Doncaster have beaten Rotherham by a goal to nil. That's another confirmed full-time score. Swindon have also beaten Crewe by 3 goals to nil. So 4 matches remain in the early kickoffs across the English Football League. Reece James trying to get away from Smith Rowe, gets a strike on, and it's not a bad save by Bernardo, getting down low to his right hand side, and he's held it as well as Chelsea continue to try and get that third.
Yeah, they're getting closer to it, aren't they, at the moment? It's good from Reece James. A decent impact now since coming on, and it always helps when you've got him on the pitch. I'm sure Chelsea would love to have him on the field as much as they can. It's just about his injury issues. He's taken the captain's armband off of Enzo Fernandez since coming back on. Just exerts that leadership and that calmness for Chelsea. It's crucial in stages like these. Leno as well, he's had a good game for Fulham, despite the 2 goals, of course. Nothing he could do about them, but he's kept it to a minimum as much as he can. He's kept Fulham in the game. He could have got away from them at times. That chance for joao Pedro not long ago, he had to save. Yeah, another 8 minutes to be added on.
8 minutes, so 16 minutes in total of added on time in this contest. We've heard that Fleetwood have beaten Barrow by goals to nil and Cardiff have also beaten Fulham by 4 goals to nil. As QPR have just gone 3-1 up now at home to Charlton to secure all 3 points in their championship contest. We'll get equal permission of the goal scorer once it is confirmed to us, as Middlesbrough have also just beaten Sheffield United by a goal to nil. Smith Rowe finding Anderson. Bring this ball further forward, over towards the right now in Adama Traore. A few step overs, trying to get away from Gittins. Cross into the box, turned away by Gusto. I'll go out of play for a corner kick for the Cottagers. Another opportunity for them, and joao Pedro seems to be holding his back left calf, which could be another cause for concern here for Chelsea.
Yeah, it really would. This would be the worst time now for him to get injured as well, just right at the end of the game, and maybe seeping into next week. He's back on his feet and he's running across now to get in the box and do his defensive duty. However, Chelsea have already got the injuries piling up against them at the moment. We're hoping that he's finally fit for the next game.
Richard Kone's got the 3rd goal for QPR. Their game against Charlton. Pushing and shoving in the box. And Rob Jones is just going to have a word with Raul Jimenez. I think just telling Rob Jones just to go back into position so the game can continue. Jones still unhappy with the pushing and shoving. Jimenez and Gusto still jostling for position right on Robert Sanchez. Waiting for this corner kick to be delivered. A whistle will now be blown as Jimenez does go down the ball into the box. The header on as it returns back to that. No, somehow cleared off the line. Great defending at the last, believed by joao Pedro. That's why he put a player on the post, because he's managed to stop a certain goal.
Yeah, he certainly has. I can't believe that's not 2-1 to Chelsea right there in that Fulham and in with a lifeline in this game. It's a massive block just on the line there. It looks like it's seeping into that far corner. Doesn't do it. Here's Harry Wilson now, surely fouled in his just outside the area. Another chance now for Fulham at a set piece in a dangerous position.
You know, Santos has been shown a yellow card for a late tackle on Harry Wilson. We'll now see that opportunity for Fulham, I'm sure. And Harry Wilson, actually, from this position, is quite adept at set pieces, so he'll fancy his chances maybe of testing Robert Sanchez as the man down for Chelsea in Moises Caicedo. Santos just a little bit late to the party on Harry Wilson. QPR certainly have beaten Charlton by 3 goals to 1 as well. Seeing a replay of that corner kick flicked on by Anderson, and it was just Pedro right place at the right time, taking off the toe of Sander Berge.
Yeah, it's great experience actually shown by joao Pedro for a forward. Just retreats to the goal line and he's in the right place at the right time. It's lucky in a way because Berge could deflect that anywhere with his feet. Luckily it's right to the feet of joao Pedro. That's what keeps Chelsea's clean sheet intact.
He has also been given player of the match, which is hard to disagree with. He has been literally everywhere for Chelsea in this contest. He has got a goal for his exploits as well. So it will now be a free kick for Fulham. James is in the wall with Enzo Fernandez and joao Pedro. It's Raul Jimenez that's standing over it alongside Harry Wilson. You'd probably prefer the Welshman to go for goal rather than the Mexican. Jimenez does seem like he fancies his chances as well. You wait this whistle to be blown, out for the free kick to be taken. Rob Jones, whistle to the lips. Who is it going to be? It's going to be Jimenez up and over, way over the crossbar, and a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, it really is. I can't believe Jimenez has taken that on. That seems like prime Harry Wilson territory, that sort of range. We've seen him do it so many times in his career before. That one for Derby at Old Trafford against Man United all those years ago really sticks out in the mind in that sort of position. He does fancy it as well. He goes up to take it, but Jimenez just gets there before him, sends it into the stands. A real waste there for Fulham. If they could have made most of that, maybe got a goal from it, really could have given Chelsea something to think about. As it stands though, about 3.5 minutes left. I think that will just about do it for Chelsea.
I imagine so. There's still some smiling faces in the stands for Fulham. I think their fans will be happy with what they've seen from their side. The result obviously is not what they wanted. It'll be 3 games in the Premier League and 3 without a win, 2 draws and defeats come the end of this contest. Just hasn't gone their way. Those 50-50 decisions, of course. VAR checks going against them as well. But Marco Silva will surely be pleased with the vast majority from what he's seen from his side today. And it really is a shame that Fulham aren't going to go back to Craven Cottage without a point, because they have deserved a point.
Yeah, I think they have. It's been a very even game. I think 2-0 flatters Chelsea quite a bit. They've had the dominant periods in this game of Fulham. So have Chelsea though as well. I think the first half Fulham are definitely the better sides, and they were unlucky not to go 1-0 up. Josh King's going to feel really gutted about that one as well. He thought he'd scored his first career goal away at his biggest rivals, for the team that he's played throughout his entire life in the academy. And just didn't get it in the end. And there's a very long overdue yellow card for Lukic.
Yes, ridiculously overdue, in fact, there for Sasa Lukic. He's given away, I think that might be his 6th foul now in this contest, and now has finally shown the yellow card that had been coming. He can't really have any complaints about that, as we have just under 2 minutes remaining of this contest. Chelsea 2, Fulham 0. There's Enzo Fernandez and Lukic have a few words with each other. Wait for this free kick to be taken. There's no smile on the face of Marco Silva nor Enzo Maresca. So there's plenty to improve upon for the Italian and for Chelsea. The fans are beginning to leave Stamford Bridge. Of course, the player of the match was awarded to Joao Pedro in this game. Do you agree with that decision, Josh?
Yeah, I certainly do. I think he looks like Chelsea's best player at the moment. There was a bit of a debate, I think, before the season started over whether it would be Pedro or Delap getting a nod, but they found a way to assimilate both of them though into the starting 11, and it's been absolutely fantastic. So even when Delap went off and he couldn't link up with him anymore, he's buzzed about. He's got the first goal, of course, that sent Chelsea on their way to this 3 points. He's not stopped going. So Timothy Chalamet, who's at Stamford Bridge today, has been very impressed by his performance, as the rest of us. Yeah, very good from Joao Pedro, and he's really got off to a great start for his Chelsea career, hasn't he?
He really, really has. He looks a real live wire. Always looked bright at Brighton and at Watford as well. He could be one of the shrewdest signings of the transfer window as Smith Rowe and Robinson combined. Smith Rowe, nice ball in towards Wilson. He tries to get across, really well blocked again by Trevor Chalobah in the right place at the right time. 20 seconds of this 98 to go. It's Robinson's ball into the box from a quick corner kick. It's headed away. It'll fall to Kenny Tete. Is there time for another final attack as Adama Traore gets on the end of it? A few step overs, gets in towards the penalty area. Back towards the edge now for Batty. 5 seconds of added time to go. Can they get the ball into the box? The ball is delivered. It's headed up and away by Adara Bioyo. Kept in by Smith Rowe. Robinson towards the byline. This might be the final attack here. Fulham whipping the ball in. Headed up by Adama Traore. Jimenez holds off a marker. Can't keep a hold of it. Eventually it's headed away. And Gusto gets on the end of it in front of Sander Berge. And that is now surely the final whistle. And it is. The full-time score at Stamford Bridge is Chelsea 2, Fulham 0. And we'll see you in the next one.